LaVoy Finicum was shot while he was walking with his hands up. I will examine some of the evidence for this. On the left, the video will follow LaVoy as he exits the truck and walks with his hands up. On the right, the video will follow this FBI agent who is kneeling in the snow with his gun aimed toward LaVoy. The sound is being recorded from the cab by Shauna Cox, who was a passenger in LaVoy's truck.
Stay down, stay down, stay down, stay down, stay down.
Victoria Sharp, who is also a passenger in the truck, is heard screaming immediately after the shot.
Stay down, stay down.
This is what Victoria said soon after the shooting, but before she saw the FBI video.
He's just walking with his hands in the air, and they shot him. He's just walking with his hands in the air, and they shot him.
Stay down, stay down, stay down.
When a shooter fires a shot, the shooter is often motionless while aiming, followed by a sudden motion from relaxation of the body after the shot. This is especially true of expert shooters. This FBI agent is kneeling with his gun aimed at LaVoy. He is motionless while aiming, and after shooting, his body suddenly relaxes and he rapidly moves away. Based upon his motion, we can determine the timing of this shot. The timing of the shot is based upon the first motion of the shooter and a reaction time of 0.15 seconds. A red line has been added to indicate the timing and trajectory of this shot. Now I will show the FBI shooter with the sound included. Listen for the sound of the shot and Victoria's scream after the shot.
Stay down, stay down, stay down, stay down, stay down, stay down.
The gunshot sound matches exactly the timing of the shot determined from the video. Originally, the shot was identified from the video only. When the audio was released, the gunshot sound was exactly where it was predicted. As LaVoy is walking, he takes long, steady strides. His pace is very quick and very regular. At this point, LaVoy's pattern of movement dramatically changes. LaVoy has been shot with his hands up. By looking at the time when LaVoy first brought his hands down, and also accounting for human reaction time of 0.15 seconds for a touch stimulus, the timing of the shot can be determined. A red line has been added to indicate the timing of the shot that struck LaVoy. After LaVoy is shot, he has difficulty each time he moves his left leg. On the first step he limps. He limps even more on the second step. The third step is a failed step where he falls back onto his right leg once before completing the step. After the shot, LaVoy starts spinning around. Due to the injury, his left side is unable to continue the forward movement, and he naturally spins towards his left. LaVoy puts his hands down 3 times, putting his hands up in between. LaVoy is trying to keep his hands up, but the injury is making it hard to keep his hands up. LaVoy puts his hands down each time he lifts and moves his left leg. This indicates that the wound is not in his leg, but is instead in his torso on the left side. The abdominal muscles are used in raising the legs.
This is a great exercise for working the lower abs.
An injury to these muscles would cause pain when raising the legs. Now I will show LaVoy being shot with the sound included.
Stay down, 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 stay down.
The gunshot sound matches exactly the timing of the shot determined from the video. Now the shot is shown with zoomed views of LaVoy on the left and the FBI shooter on the right, along with the red line to mark the shot.
Stay down, 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 stay down.
Here is an animation of the shooting. The red circle identifies the FBI agent who shot LaVoy with his hands up.
Yeah, but hang on.
Okay, they're shooting.
Hang on.
Okay, let's get down. Okay, we're here.
Go ahead and shoot me.
Damn! Trying to.
Shoot me. Go out.
Stay down, stay down, stay down, stay down, stay down.
Shoot me. You have to shoot me.
Damn it. Are they shooting him? Did I shoot him? You asshole. Oh my God! Hold still, hold still. Stay down.
I can't
Is he dead? Don't get out.
I'm
an EMT! Stop it.
Are you hit?
No, I'm an EMT! No, hold on, don't do anything. They're shooting, don't do anything.
The shot was a less lethal bullet. We can tell from the sound of the shot and because we know from other shots fired by this FBI agent that he was using less lethal bullets. Next you will see a volunteer being shot with a foam bullet, similar to the one that was used on LaVoy.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
How is that compared to the others?
Oh, it's like a Charlie horse from hell.
A little bit of agent, a little bit of cough.
Yeah. Oh.
Pain compared to the FN on the right leg.
Not as sharp of a pain, but it's a more intense pain.
Okay.
Oh, man.
So the most important question, will this motivate you to leave?
Absolutely. Oh.
Wow. Can we take a little bit of a peek at it?
What you can kind of see is we got this nice purple area. It's not as intense because the energy is dispersed over greater surface area.
Now we will examine what is expected on the autopsy. Bruising would not occur after death because it requires the heart to pump blood. LaVoy was shot through the heart 8 seconds after the foam bullet shot. This means that bruising would have developed for only 8 seconds, at which time the blood would have begun draining from his body. After 45 seconds, this man's bruise is a light pink. Hours later, he will develop a dark purple bruise. LaVoy would have had 1/5 of the time for a bruise to develop, meaning that LaVoy's bruise should be only 1/5 as dark as this man's bruise, and would be nearly invisible. The bruise could still have been detected by examining the tissue under a microscope. However, the autopsy indicates that this was not done. Therefore, we should not expect LaVoy's bruise to show up on the autopsy. The evidence for this shot is very strong. We see the FBI agents shoot and run away. We see that LaVoy has been hit and is injured. The sound of the gunshot is clearly heard, and the timing of these events all match. We can verify in the video that Victoria witnessed the shot and screamed. Victoria's description of this shot matches the video. The evidence is clear. LaVoy Finicum was shot while he was walking with his hands up. Since it is unlikely that the FBI will be indicted for the murder of LaVoy Finicum, the only hope for justice is the lawsuit by Jeanette Finicum. Although I do not speak for Jeanette Finicum, I recommend that decent people donate to her legal fund. You can do this at Jeanette's website, onecowboysstandforfreedom.com.